Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers podcast. Happy Halloween. This is the best we can do for getting close to Halloween because our release day doesn't line up with Halloween. But anyway, happy Halloween, listener. One person listening to this. We do not have anything Halloween related because we are terrible at doing this show. But we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about.
It's
Regardless
not
of
our
that.
fault. Everyone else just announced Halloween like 3 months ago.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Well, we got a little bit. We got a couple things to talk about, but.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
So yeah, lots of random Nintendo stuff, lots of Sony PS5 news, all just kind of happening randomly within the past couple of days. We got a birthday to talk about. We got a couple things that are releasing very soon. Some new bundles are coming out, a couple delays, and we're gonna be diving deep into why Nintendo is doing limited releases on video games. So, welcome. Thank you for listening. I hope you're doing well. I'm joined by the usual gang. Hello, guys.
Hey,
Happy Halloween.
Hello. Welcome to spooky season.
Yes, happy Halloween. So to kick things off with something totally not Halloween related, Fire Emblem 30th Anniversary Edition was just announced. The original Fire Emblem game from the Famicom is being translated and brought over to the Americas for the first time ever. Yay! Yay!
woo!
Whatever they say.
I'm trying to argue with this mentally in my head. Because yes and no.
So
Well,
Shadow
elaborate.
Dragons had a release.
Yeah, it had a
On
port on the well, not a port. It had like a full blown remake on the DS, and
Well, is
So
that the
it's
original
Adventure
Famicom game?
Reality.
No, it's a remake. The,
Right,
So
that's
the
what I-
original
technicality.
The original Famicom game is coming over to Nintendo Switch December 4th, yes?
Mhm.
yes.
Um,
Oh no,
The 9th.
wait.
4th or 9th, one of the two. Maybe both of them. Why do if I'm wrong on these again, I don't know what's wrong with me. Because last time I got the numbers wrong, I had two specific dates and neither of them were right.
Wait, hold on. What's that? Isn't it like the first Friday in December? Yeah, it's 4th.
Yeah, see, okay, I was
The
right.
9th, the Wednesday. They're not
Um,
going to release something on a Wednesday. Nintendo doesn't
Yeah.
do non-weekend
Yep, it's the
releases.
4th. I
Yeah.
was I was about to be like, no, it's the 6th, and then I was like, wait, no, it's $6.
yeah.
That is
So-
true. So, for the standard release, which is digital only, you pay $6. You get Shadow Dragons. Was there? It was two
No,
games, right?
No, that's the full title of the first game.
That's the full title.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just throwing. You're probably getting thrown off because the DS cut out most of the title and just called
the
it Shadow
DS is just
Dragon.
Shadow Dragon.
And not just the standard release, but the only way to get this game is digital. Even the collector's edition comes with a digital download code. There is no
Yeah.
Yeah.
card.
The most upsetting
But there's a lot of cool things in that
Ooh.
digital, or the
I mean-
digital deluxe.
Although there is
Collector's
things they
edition.
modified in the digital, based on the thing they showed. You can now like save anytime you want during maps. They like tried to modernize it, but keep it with
Yeah,
how it was 30 years ago.
and you can like reset, and so it's really cool.
Well, I don't
the
want
art-
to. I don't want to
say-
steal the spotlight because I know you guys are much more excited about this than I am. So please tell everybody what all is up with the collector's edition.
So there is a replica game pack with the original art. There is a deluxe art book. Did they say how many pages that is? Looks kind of like the biggest subject in there.
Absolutely no idea.
I'm not sure.
Hey,
but
I
one of
let
my
you guys talk about this. Hey, you're supposed to know how many pages are in the art book. This is crucial information.
Gosh,
friends- I'm
Cameron.
not sure, but one of my friends
I-
did say it's 200 last time, so assume.
I guess at
Something there.
least 10.
At least
What?
one.
Wow.
It is 222 pages.
That's at
Holy
least 10.
crap.
Yeah, we're
I
both
was right.
correct.
Dude, 200 plus pages. That's like
Here, I've got it. This product includes a game pack art piece, a replica game box of if it had been localized, the original instruction manual, which is pretty cool, a protective sleeve, a world map, and a Nintendo Power Mini Retro collectible. So an old Nintendo Power magazine that's been modernized, and the large art book, and the game code.
Big brain idea that we came out with earlier. You buy 30 collector's editions just for the NES game sleeves, because in theory they're going to be the same as the game sleeves that they made for the NES back in the day. So you could just buy 30 of them and then have a bunch of official brand new
ones. Yeah.
NES cart sleeves.
Or they'll be the closest you can get to what's official.
Well, okay, look. Let's give Nintendo credit where credit is due. All of their remade stuff, like the NES controllers and the SNES controller, are basically 1-to-1 with the originals.
Well, yeah, because if they weren't, they couldn't not be. They would not sell if they were not what they're.
That's true.
I mean,
So
that's
it
what I'm
is very
saying. Yeah,
likely
you just
this
buy
will be
official. You can get
1-to-1.
brand new official game sleeves because they don't make those anymore.
$50.
And the original ones go up in price by the day. So
Unfortunately, it's like triple the price on eBay right now. So
yeah, dude, the scalper again. The scalpers, man, $150 for this one. That is a 200% increase. Which is that's one of the highest scalp jumps I think I've seen. Because what, Mario 3D All Stars went to like $100, right? Which is a little under 100% increase, maybe like 70-80% increase.
it wasn't awful. It was a
Most
lot.
Nintendo stuff doesn't go above 100% increase, like, so it doesn't more than double. Like even the
Yeah,
Animal Crossing Switches back when they were hard to find didn't go above like $500. So to see this $50 thing go for $150, that's really sharp.
And there's not even a physical version of the game. Like,
Yeah, it's just a download code.
Well, it's 30
just a bunch of
megabytes.
collectibles. That's true.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
this is
for
literally
real.
just a collectible.
Yeah,
Like a bunch of collectibles for $50, what the game included.
My favorite thing out of it is the art book and the Nintendo Power thing,
It's pretty solid.
honestly.
yeah, I mean, definitely cool stuff, especially if you're a Fire Emblem guy or a girl.
I mean, I got my pre-order at GameStop, so I'm just hoping they don't fail me.
I need to relook into what amiibo I should. I know this is totally unrelated, but speaking of GameStop, Monster Hunter Rise amiibo, is the different versions of is it Magnamolo, the big one?
Yeah, the big one.
And nothing on that.
And I heard the official site has
Well,
something.
if you haven't freaked out about it, then I guess that's a no, because I would have heard from you if there was something. Anyway, totally
I
unrelated.
haven't seen anything concrete about that.
Okay.
But let me. Capcom has careers. I could work at Capcom. Should I work at
Cameron's going
Capcom?
farther off the rails than I am.
Guys, you're back on track.
So yeah, $50. No, December 4th. Game is $6, digital only. I'm pretty sure it's already on the eShop. Am I wrong? Or is
Yeah,
that
you
something-
can go
I
ahead
think-
and pre-order it on the eShop.
Yeah, if you need to pre-purchase a 30 megabyte game.
For $6.
Yeah.
If you are that desperate.
So yeah, super cool. If you're Fire Emblem, try to go to a GameStop store and get a pre-order because they're sold out online for the moment. Hasn't come
Like
up anywhere else.
everywhere.
Yeah, for real.
Has it come up on any other site other than GameStop?
Best Buy, and it sold out.
It's sold, yeah.
Man, I totally missed that. I didn't even know it went up there.
So GameStop sold out while I was working on a project, and Best Buy sold out while I was in class.
That hurts.
Like, yeah,
Well, you got
that's
the
a
in-store
big-
pre-order, so
But I did get the in-store pre-order. Not that I trust in-store GameStop.
that leaves
But
what? Amazon, Target, Walmart.
Yep. And nobody's gonna get a pre-order at Amazon.
imagine having to wait a week and a half for Target to give you a $6 game.
Yeah, well, I'll complain about shipping in a moment. We've got some PS5 stuff.
Okay, so to answer your question about Monster Hunter Rise, though, the official site has the exact same amiibo for the big one. Hold on, let me post this for you. It looks the exact same, so it's probably not.
Oh, that's sick.
Well, all right then. Okay.
We'll find out soon enough.
Moving on. So, last week we talked about how Nintendo Japan was permanently doing a price reduction on single Joy-Con from $50 to $40 about in yen. And talked about how that might be coming stateside or possibly not. Well, that is confirmed now. So here we are getting the same price reduction for the Neon Blue and Neon Red Joy-Con single. So it'll be $40 MSRP. Only Neon Blue left and only Neon Red right will be available, at least right now. November 9th. So, I mean, cool, I guess. To quote Scott the Woz. Cool, I guess. I mean, I'm debating actually getting another blue one because I don't want to use my launch Joy-Con much anymore because ever since one of them started drifting a little bit, and it hasn't again since, I'm just kind of afraid to use it, and I don't really want to do anything to it because they're the launch set. Like, I want to keep them that way.
It is kind of weird that oh wait. So on the I was looking to see if those were the launch or the neon colors that were at launch, which they are. But then I scrolled down a bit, and it is literally only the neon red and neon blue.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's only
those. The grays are not getting this price reduction. Which
it took to me that they're pretty much just not available to buy single. I haven't seen a single Joy-Con since launch.
Yes, I haven't seen them. I think I might have seen them fall 2017. I can guarantee I've not seen them since then.
At least since launch year, at the bare minimum. Yeah. But I don't recall.
I don't think they sold as well here, or they. If they'd sold really well, they'd still be. So I don't think they sold as well here.
I mean, think about this.
Well, back then,
why would you want those?
Yeah, you'd buy one for 50, which is already a lot of money. Two for 80, and if you buy the one for 50, you're locking yourself into a crap experience with a single
because
Joy-Con
you only have one Joy-Con
that you can't even use in several games. You have to have at least.
You have to have both.
Yeah, so you might as well just buy a full controller that can also work as two individual controllers. It's just a better deal. And I really don't think it's gonna all of a sudden shoot up in sales now because it's just the same thing. But it's now at least a more
reasonably priced.
Yeah, yes. It's a more reasonable option if you have drift. Or if you break them.
I can go ahead and tell you what's going to happen. People that have neon blue or neon red that are drifting are going to buy these. Do not do this, by the way. Do not do what I'm about to say. They're going to buy these and then swap out their broken ones with these and then return these. Or their broken ones.
Oh, good luck with
do that
because
it's illegal.
You'll have to get into the box somehow without tearing the cuts or without tearing the stickers on the corner.
That's true. And I mean, I don't think I've got a single Joy-Con
unless
box.
You just sell them to GameStop used and you take the hit. Which is still kind of stupid because Nintendo's still repairing them for free. So just
anyway.
That's why it's even more like they're not really going to like. There's no reason to pay $40 for a replacement controller if it's drift because Nintendo will repair that for free. Now, if you break it or your kid does whatever, puts it in the blender, at least it's more reasonable to do that.
Kids, don't put it in the blender.
Yeah, all that huge audience of kids we got listening. Don't put.
We don't know the age of the viewer.
B.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, November 9th, $40 Joy-Con. If you, for whatever reason, it's gonna be happening. It's a thing. That's one of those on the show where it's just like, yeah, that's a thing. Moving on. Um, Actually, now moving on. So, we've talked a couple times about Nintendo Switch Pro rumors, and they've been circling around for a long while now.
Almost launch, honestly.
Well, yeah, for the first rev, because there was a set of evidence that was connected to the first revision, and now there's a new set that deals with other things. So something just came out now. Nintendo's actually in talks with a company called Intelux, who is a Taiwanese-based company working on mini LED screen tech. Now, mini LED is like a marriage of the technologies of LCD screens and OLED screens, which, if you know anything about OLED screens, they're incredible screens because each pixel can control its own brightness. So instead of having one gigantic backlight, since each pixel can control their own brightness, you can have incredibly black sections on the screen. So your overall contrast level goes up and your color range improves and things of that nature. So yeah, Nintendo's been talking with this company about using mini LED tech in their consoles, which would be an amazing fit for a Switch Pro if we're talking like real screen upgrade. So not only would we get 1080p, but we would get a way better looking screen. It'd be better, in daylight. We have higher brightness, better color, and probably more power efficient as well.
So I know I saw it as a rumor. Is the rumor that they're talking to them, or is the rumor still that the Switch Pro's happening, guys?
Well, that rumor never really stopped. But this rumor isn't necessarily adding fuel to it. It's just like, hey, Nintendo's talking to these people now.
I don't know, give it 12.
Okay.
So
Give it another 12 hours and people will say it's confirmation of a Switch Pro.
They already have. That's why I was asking.
It's not that they're using these talks to confirm a Switch Pro. They're just saying if there is a Switch Pro, then this will most likely be in it. Like they're treating that the Switch Pro is gonna happen and that it could possibly have this new mini LED screen tech in it.
If there is a Switch Pro, I'm pretty sure the one thing we can only truly confirm is that they're gonna fix the thing that allowed people to immediately break it and hack it.
Well, they'll try.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's not like it doesn't gonna matter. They'll find some other way. Like you're not gonna
True,
stop.
but usually it's not within the speed that happened.
True.
Usually they have to hack with software and that can get patched and it becomes a war, but this one's like, no.
And I mean, Nintendo certainly tried.
Mhm.
That's why they came out with the version 2. Would the Animal Crossing ones be version 3?
No, they're version 2. Why would they? There is no version 3.
Yeah, I think there's only the 2.
Okay.
But yeah, so instead of them confirming like, hey, this means we're gonna go to Switch Pro, this is more like, hey, the Switch Pro is gonna have this screen, or possibly going to have this screen. Which I think that's a great addition. I think I've done a lot of research and listened to other people's opinions about what they think on the Switch Pro rumors, and this would be right up there with the super smart thing because now you're getting, like, if you look at the PS Vita, like the reason it was initially so desirable, like the initial model, is because it used OLED. So now you're taking you're just improving the handheld experience, which is only going to attract more people.
Yep.
And make it more desirable for people to play on the go, and also improve efficiency. And if they can get better battery life again, even though I would be expecting the same battery life with better performance. Um, it's always a plus.
I assume they're not putting a new screen that's gonna drop the battery even more, unless they.
Well, if anything, it would be the same. They wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't drop the battery life back down. I'm saying like, if they could manage to put more performance into the Switch Pro and also improve the battery life, that would be really cool. But I'm expecting more of performance is going to go up and battery life is going to stay the same to the version 2 Switch.
I could see that. It's a very delicate balance because I mean, it's still an HD. Well, it's still an attempt to do HD, a bunch of HD games in handheld mode. There's going to be compromises, and I mean, okay, as long as they don't burn through the battery like Yoshi's Crafted World, I'm okay with it. Because Crafted World,
Well, that doesn't have anything to
like,
do with the screen though.
well, yeah, but it
That's just game intensity. Um,
true.
the report didn't say anything about if the screens they were possibly discussing were 1080p or anything like that, even though they should be. Because I would much rather have a 1080p LCD screen than a 720p mini LED screen.
Well, even if all the games don't take advantage of it, it would be better for it to be built in.
Yeah, just better resolution. That's like
Always.
on the top of my list of Switch Pro wants is a 1080p screen, and followed up immediately by Bluetooth connectivity and
Which I
better
think
Joy-Con connectivity.
yes,
Even, well,
that is my highest want right now. Is just a way to make the Joy-Cons stronger.
that would I just now realized as I said that that's actually a Joy-Con problem. The antenna in the left Joy-Con is just trash and tiny.
Haven't people like opened it up and kind of made their personal ones better by adding like an extra wire?
You can add a piece of conductive foam, so it looks like black packaging foam, but you just put this thin layer on top of it. So it's like instead of making more antenna length, you just make it a thicker antenna.
And that helps.
Yeah, it does. I did it my on one of my sets of Joy-Cons, I think. Back around launch or so, because I was having a lot of issues with that. So, and it did help. I mean, it's not like gonna fix it, but it at least makes it to where if you hold it under the table, it won't always disconnect or things like that. Apparently, if you complained about it and you sent it in to Nintendo, they would do the same thing. They would essentially just put some foam on it for you. So it'd be the same thing as what you can do at home. You just wouldn't void your warranty. So yeah, Switch Pro possibility with mini LED tech. That would be really cool to see. I like that they're looking into, really kind of future proofing whatever they do next, whether that be a Switch Pro or something completely different. Because they really have been pretty lackluster when it comes to regular technology, like boring stuff like screens, like this kind of screen they use or whatever. So seeing something.
I don't know. I
like
think
that.
they made a great jump from the screen they had in the 3DS.
That's not
Oh,
saying
yeah.
a lot, though.
Well, they did, but that's kind of comparing apples to oranges because the screen has to be different. Like the screen is better because it is just a higher resolution, but that's not like it's not like they had a choice to use a 3DS resolution screen. That'd be terrible. Like a 3DS resolution screen at the size of a Switch would be god awful to look at and
I
would
can
probably give
see
me
all the
migraines.
pixels.
Yeah. But like a lot of the screens in the 3DS were kind of trash. If you lucked out, you got a 3DS with an IPS screen, which is the best one of it. But it's hard to know until you open it up. But most of the time you didn't, and there weren't terrible screens. Like it's not like it was an awful thing. It's just every time they put out a product, it's been a screen that's old. So to see them put something out that's like brand new, like mini LED, is
I mean,
super
part
cool.
of that reason though is to help keep costs down, so it doesn't cost the same as the other two.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not like a huge issue. It's not like, oh my god, Nintendo screens have always been terrible. I can't stand it. Blah blah blah. It's just
That is what it is.
to see them be if they're able to put this new tech in there, that would be a big game changer, and I would definitely like to see it.
They've tried to compete with the top of the line before, but it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah, that's for sure.
GameCube.
Well, yeah. So we'll continue to talk about that to see if anything else develops. I am very torn about if I want to Switch Pro next year or not because this PS5 is literally draining every bit of resource that I have to muster. And if Nintendo tries to come up to me next February and tells me that a brand new Switch console is launching in March and it's going to be $300.
I hope not, man.
My prediction. Hold up. My
Zelda?
prediction for when, it's gonna be Breath of the Wild 2. Is when if they do another, it will be then. They'll release it around then.
They'll do it March next year? Are you saying
No.
I get you're saying Breath of the
whenever.
Wild 2 will launch with the Switch Pro, but do you think it'll be early next year? When do you think that'll be?
Earliest would probably be like
after E3.
I think I think after E3. So like late quarter 2, late
quarter 3, early quarter 4.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Realistically,
like quarter 2, like at the very end of it and beginning of 3, if they really wanted to push it, that's the earliest I think it could be. But I think it will come out next year. But I do think it will come out around like quarter 3, unless they really want a summer release. But I think COVID will throw them off of that plan.
I wouldn't be shocked if it takes
was a plan
until
at some point.
22, just so they can have a March release, because I feel like they probably want to stick with that. Well, no, if it's another revision, then no, I could.
Zelda games typically have a release in November.
Well, as I was saying that, I realized that they launched the revisions around the time frame you're talking about, like quarter 3-ish. So I could buy that now. Yeah, with that info, I could buy that.
Yeah, because that's when the 3DS did as well, the XL.
Yeah.
It's just so they can hype it up at E3.
Hype it up at E3 and then have it hit hard as people buy it going into the holiday season.
Yep.
It's a good marketing strategy.
Well, so yeah, all right, moving on. So, we talked about last week. Some PS5 accessories were given a early release, and it's still that way. So it seems like they're sticking with it. That's how it's going to be. That was not like a fluke or anything. So that's actually how it's going to be. My DualSense controller is slated to ship 2 days after this podcast episode goes live. So I'll just have a DualSense controller taunting me for 2 weeks. Because I
do an unboxing video.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This is my DualSense, guys. I can't use it, but
I can charge it.
It looks cool.
Ooh.
Do it and then send me the video and I'll upload it.
So I really I still don't get it. I've thought about it all week, and I checked the pre-order every couple of days. Also, because my authorization, like Target keeps putting up new authorization holds, and I get texts from Discover on my card.
This just hit me, so I can basically confirm it. Cameron and I went into GameStop, and they've moved everything around like crazy. There's just like a whole section of the store that's empty right now.
Oh yeah, they're getting ready for PS5. Oh, of course they
are.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they're rearranging the store. Switch is way at the back now. It sucks.
The back of mine has the Xbox One and like PC
They are
stuff
dude,
and PS3.
they are opening a huge space of wall for the PS5.
Of course
Like,
they are, dude. It's the PS5.
it's gonna be PS3, PS4, PS5 all along that main wall. I'm just like, I'm seeing some favoritism here.
Well, you can't blame them. They're just trying to make money.
Though I'm a little surprised they aren't pushing the Switch as a favorite since,
Yeah.
well, our GameStops have had problems with Nintendo though, because they're like, it's their fault that GameStop only gets one per store, and I'm like, is it though?
Those Switch wheels is when Mario Kart
We-
8 Deluxe released, and they're like, you should have pre-ordered. And then I went into Best Buy, and they had them on the shelves.
Well,
So we have 3 GameStops, or we did at the time when they were saying that. We have 2 now.
well, I mean, would you rather put more into the Switch, which really doesn't need any help at this point, or would you rather make a big deal about the brand new thing? That you got to get the FOMO, you got to get the, it's here right now. You buy it, brand new. You know, I got like
It's going for $1,000
you gotta
on
s-
eBay.
you got to sell the hype to your customers because that's how you make more money. You can't blame them. The Switch is gonna sell regardless. You don't need to. The Switch has been hyped and now has the hype. Like it's just there, and will
Yeah, it's just
continue
gotta
to
carry
do well
itself.
regardless. You know, so but while the PS5 is brand new, so you got to do the hype for that. They're just trying to be a business. Can't blame them for that. But yeah, so still coming out early. We'll see how that goes. We will update you if I get my DualSense controller 2 weeks before the PlayStation 5 even launches. Speaking of PlayStation 5, Destruction All-Stars, which was a launch game for PS5, which I had no interest in, is now delayed until February of next year. And when it does come out, it will be free for 2 months if you have PlayStation Plus, which is cool. I mean, it's going to get me to play it now. I'll definitely try it. When I originally was not going to have anything to do with the game, especially with it being a $70 launch title.
I was going to point out real quick
for
though,
Demolition Derby.
you could go ahead and test it on Steam to make sure your controller's working all right before your console gets in.
I will
Oh,
not
that's
take the
true.
virginity of a brand new controller on anything other than the intended platform. That feels wrong.
Fair. I agree with that.
And like I'm probably not gonna unbox it separately because I gotta have the moment where everything is there, all to just open. Like I almost want to get. I want to do like there's a YouTube channel I watch that does like ASMR unboxing of YouTube of like video game consoles. And I want to do like he does and get like some white cloth gloves, and like put on like noise canceling headphones so it's just quiet and I just hear. Like I don't know. I sound like a freak.
You're also really good about just letting it sit in the box. I'm like,
It's here. I'm opening it.
yeah.
Yeah, man, it took some real I can't even think of it. Self-control to not open that Pokemon stuff we were talking about last week. So it'll be more of the same. I control myself by hiding it, and then like every night I just go and I pick it up and I look at it and I feel the box and I'm like, I know it's in there, and I put it back.
Now
in.
you sound like a freak.
Yeah, dude, I really am a freak. Because if I don't, it'll build up, and then I'll just open it and then regret it.
Yeah.
So, but if I just look at it every day and I'm like, I own it, it's here, I'm okay.
You're like,
I don't have to.
all right, time to open it. Oh, I've opened it. I regret my decision.
No, watch this. He's gonna
Instant
wait.
regret.
He's gonna wait. He's gonna open it. It's gonna be empty.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an empty box with a note that says "psych."
Sucker.
No,
And just a
It
rock.
has to have some weight, so it's
A
got a
rock.
rock.
Rocks, yes.
Rock.
Do you remember when people would do that?
Wait, really?
What? Put rocks inside of?
Put rocks instead
They
of
would
like
put-
consoles or controllers or whatever.
Yeah,
they
go
were
sell it to like
returning?
secondhand shops or return it to stores.
Oh my god.
Man, dude, I wish I was smart enough
Big
to
brain
get.
like that.
Yeah, and
They
lucky
usually
enough
would
to
get-
get someone stupid enough that would be like, okay, yeah, I'll take it in.
Huh.
They'd usually get caught because it would still, the weight would be wrong, or they'd open it.
Yeah.
Most stores open things you return to them.
See ya. You get the money and run.
Psych. Well, yeah. So anyway, Destruction All Stars not happening anymore at launch. I doubt many people were really heartbroken for it, but they said they wanted more time to make sure it's just perfect. That's the usual
So
thing. It's they want to make sure.
good for them.
So yeah, and I think this move is really gonna get a lot more people to play it. Because was not gonna drop $70 on something like this, but now that it's gonna be free for a limited time with PS Plus to try it out, I will give it a shot then. And if it turns out it's really good and they sell me on it, then we'll see. I probably won't still spend $70 on it because that's just a lot of money. But I'll buy a used copy 6 months later for $20.
People definitely
Really
pay
long
attention
enough,
to
you
that
copy for $20.
sentence of we're delaying the game so that we can make it better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't delay it forever. Then you're just. But I would rather companies do that than be like, "Oh, we're releasing it in early access and we'll fix it while you play it."
Yeah.
Thanks.
So finishing up PS5 stuff, a price tag on like a Walmart shelf has been spotted for a PS5 SSD expansion. We have no idea what it looks like, if it's something you put in the console, if it's something you plug into the USB 3 port on the
I feel
front.
like I heard about this a couple weeks ago.
No, there was
Doesn't
an
it look
Xbox
like a
one.
memory card?
That was the Xbox one.
That's the Xbox.
Got it.
Now, if you watch the PS5 teardown, you'll know that there is a expansion there's an NVMe slot that you can put a NVMe SSD drive in, which, so it could be that. It could literally just be a PS5 certified NVMe SSD, 500 gigabytes, $115. That's what they spotted at Walmart. That's what the tag says anyway. I don't know if it's an NVMe drive or if it's a USB-C external that can do those speeds. I probably have to bet NVMe because that's going to be the fastest. But yeah, even though it is cheaper than the Xbox One, if you buy two of them, you're still paying about the same amount you would for a single Xbox One, and the Xbox One is a terabyte, so it's cheaper, but you're also getting half the storage. So it's the same rate, essentially.
That's what I was about to say. It's the same!
So you'd think if they would just do the terabyte one, because I'm already starting out with 200 gigs less than Xbox. So I'm hoping there is a terabyte option, or that it's just NVMe and you can get an NVMe drive as long as it's the correct key type and use it anyway. Because it'll probably be cheaper that way. It's like you don't buy the Nintendo micro SD card, you buy the SanDisk one, because why would you spend extra money to get a star on your card? Like, why would I pay an extra $20
that you won't
to get
even
the PlayStation?
see?
Yeah, why would I spend an
That's
extra
the
$20
biggest
to get the
thing.
PlayStation symbol on my NVMe drive?
But it's Nintendo. It'll sell to your grandparents because they see Nintendo on it, so they'll know.
To be fair, Sony and Microsoft do that as well, where they get their brand painted on
every company who has a product like that makes official hardware because they make more money if you buy more of their product. It's just, and I mean I can't blame them. Like, shoot, do I want the micro SD card with the invincibility star on it? Yeah, I actually kind of do. Do I want the micro SD card with the Hyrulean symbol on it? Of course I do. But am I going to buy it? No, because I'm not a grandmother.
No, because I can get a bigger one for cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the Anchor did a power bank for.
Yeah, the Switch branded power bank.
Yeah, but it's weaker than the one I already have.
Yeah, literally more expensive. It's literally the same thing they already have, just with the Switch brand. So now instead of you buy the same thing without the Switch brand, you buy the one with the Switch brand, so that your mother, when she buys you this thing, knows for sure that it's good for the Switch because it says Switch on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to see it anyway because I'm still very nervous about my whole storage situation. Definitely stay tuned if you want to hear about PS5 stuff, because I'll sure be talking about it in a couple weeks when it comes out. I'll have a lot of.
I'll be talking about Spider-Man.
I will too. Yeah, we'll be talking. We will be talking about a lot of PlayStation related things.
I mean,
coming weeks.
When Spider-Man comes out, I will be doing a playthrough of it on the channel. It'll be the PS4 version, but Did still play through.
Cringe. PS4 version.
Grant.
PS4
Oh,
version.
I can't believe we're friends.
Well, all right. So on to Collector's Corner. This is the weekly segment where we go through round robin and talk about all the stuff we're playing this week. Cameron, you start us off this week.
Okay, so this week I have been kind of not playing a lot actually. So I did the Apex Halloween event, and I've done a little. I've done maybe 40 minutes of Animal Crossing total in the last week, because there's just not a lot to do until Halloween. Um,
Why?
that's
That it?
I think. Well, I started Persona 3.
Started Persona 3. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. That's slim pickings.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, last week was also a busy week. I spent like shit 16 hours on an assignment. Oh my gosh, it was 16 hours.
Well, don't have a breakdown now. Save it for after the show.
Yeah, you that's why I don't have much this week, because all my time went to that.
College is torture.
College is torture.
Cooper, wait, don't say it. Among Us.
Yes.
And also, Fire
Yes,
Emblem Heroes.
sir.
Yes,
Fire Emblem
sir.
Heroes and Among Us. Let's go.
That's about it.
Yeah, you're what, 70 hours into Among Us?
Yeah, 75 now.
75 hours into Among
Actually, let me
Us.
check. I was playing a bit earlier. Hang on.
A lot. He
That's
has,
what I said.
for a $5 game, he's gotten his money's worth out of it. For
78
sure.
hours.
He's got everybody's money's worth out of it.
Yeah,
for
for
real.
real.
Cooper,
You've got my
like-
money's worth out of it.
We gotta play, Grant.
Yeah, I know. Well, this week is the actually no
Wrong
free
week.
time week.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what Cameron said.
I
That's
carved
why-
out just enough time to do the podcast because this podcast is my one mental break.
See, when we went to GameStop, Cameron had brought that up when we were driving there. Are you gonna be able to do Splatfest?
That's literally a like game time decision.
Mm-hmm.
So, well,
I guess
speaking of
we'll-
what I can play, I've got a little bit more through Zelda Oracle of Seasons. I played that a tiny bit. I'm through level 3 now, and I have to go to the swamp. Dang man, I really want the Oracle games to be remade for Switch. That would be so sick.
And it's
If
not like they don't already have an engine for it.
Yeah, I mean they did Link's Awakening. Come on, Nintendo. I got plenty of ideas, man. Do like a dual pack, $30 each game digitally, or you buy the pack for $60. It's got both games on the cart. You
It's
got
gonna
all
be
the
like-
connectivity. It's all right there. You can I
So-
can swing a home
Nintendo,
run.
you're just letting money sit on the table.
I kind of disagree with your pricing. Like, you're close, but I think individually, like together, yes, 60. I could see them doing that, but I think individually it would be, you buy this one for 40, digital.
They have
Like
one for 20.
physical, it would be packaged together. Digital, I could see it being. If you buy ages, it's 40, but if you buy seasons after, it's like
Yeah,
30 or 20.
So it's how about this? It's 40 a piece, but if you buy one, you get $10 off the other one.
So it would be 70, but I could see them
No,
doing
it would
that.
be. Oh no, you get $20 off the other one. So you want it to be 60 total because you want it to be the same price for both games. But that way, if you don't want both games or you don't have the money for both games initially, you can spend 40 on the one, and then later you can buy the other one for 20. So you still spend the same amount.
I just see that more possible.
Yeah, true.
And obviously, like a digital complete version on the shop that has both.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing that. It's just good. It's good. It's classic Zelda. Um, I played a little bit more of Final Fantasy VII yesterday after not touching it for a couple weeks. Um, touched a little bit on Sonic Mega Collection and GameCube for like, I don't know, 20 minutes because I don't know why. I picked up Final Fantasy IX for like $12 at my local GameStop, or not GameStop, Game Store, retro game store, and also Mario Golf on Game Boy Color for $10 because
Nice.
I was like, why the heck not?
It's cheap. I'll buy that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of like Game Boy Color specific games, so I saw like, sure, I'll give it a shot, and apparently it's like an RPG ish kind of thingy, like pretty.
Oh
funky.
yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
So when I get the time, I will be trying that.
Didn't they do something similar for Mario Tennis?
I think so. I
think
cannot
it's
confirm
a
or
good
deny.
way to do RPG, or at least previously when it wasn't, the Switch. That's not a bad way to do sports games for those old handhelds because it makes it nice and easy.
Yeah. Okay, Alex, wrap us up.
So this past week, it's just been a long, busy week, and this week will be the same. But if I can get on the ball, I'll be ahead for next week and have nothing to do that week besides the thing that gets posted in programming.
Okay, not your homework schedule, but
Yeah.
games you've been
But so
Homework,
because of that, I haven't really played anything
What
this
are you
week.
talking about?
I played
game this week.
I played Persona 4 Dancing and unlocked all the costumes last night, and I played Persona 5 Royal, except I only did the Tycoon stuff just because I wanted something that I didn't really have to think about, but I just have fun with. It's just a simple card game, mini game.
And you got the achievements for that.
Yeah, I finished the hardest one in the game. I was so surprised when I did it on accident. And then I did it again the next round.
Oh my God.
So essentially, to get it, you have to be on the hardest difficulty, and you have to get rid of your whole hand while everybody else still has 10 or more cards.
Wow. Well, cool.
Mhm.
Also Pokemon Yellow. I've been playing a little bit of that, and I forgot how stupid the first gym is because Brock.
You didn't pick up a water type or a grass type right outside. You can.
There like isn't really much of an option.
You can pick up. You can buy the Magic Cart before then, right? And then you train it up to Gyarados, and then you just
in
beat
the
Brock.
First gym.
No.
No.
Right? No. Wait, where's the fisherman?
Definitely not before the first gym, bro.
I don't think. Look, the problem is Gen 1. The problem with Gen 1 is that Brock has what? Geodude and Onix, right?
Yeah.
And those are rock ground types.
And in Pokemon Yellow, especially, your starter is Forest Pikachu. And most everything you find is normal type, except for Caterpie and Pidgey.
No, Pidgey is normal.
I'm saying like that knows a move that isn't a normal type. Like,
well, flying's worthless in that gym, anyways.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
you
worthless.
Don't get a lot of good options.
So even though I trained the crap out of my Pokemon, my strategy went to throw Pidgey out, spam Sand Attack until their accuracy cannot go any lower, pull them out, use just whatever I have that isn't Pikachu because Pikachu can't do anything, so I just use my Nidorian and just like Horn Attack Scratch a million times while they just miss me constantly. And then I heal my Pidgey back up because he was getting the crap beat out of him while I was doing Sand Attacks. And then once I kill the first one, I throw my Pidgey back out there and Sand Attack, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. It took me like 30 minutes because I did like 1 HP off every time. I saw one Mankey, but I don't think fighting really helps that much either.
That was the one I was going to suggest. I was like, you could either have trained up Caterpie till it evolved into Butterfree, or you could
Those Butterfree
gone back to Viridian
uh,
and caught a Mankey, and it would have like super helped.
Well, I brute forced it and I won anyway because I'm so big brain. Sand attack is way OP in Gen 1, dude. So
That
yeah,
and
that's
Sing
what I did.
String Shot.
Yeah, see my Caterpie was only like level 4. I was so tired of grinding. I forgot how much grinding is in this one, how kind of like it's really kind of slow. Um so
Oh yeah, the
yeah.
first gen is really bad with grinding. Gen 2's also kind of bad, but there's a lot you can
Gen
do, and you
2's
have people calling you all the time.
Gen 2's bad because it lacks locations to grind. So you're kind of just stuck.
Especially if you want to do the Pokemon Stadium 2 challenge with your team.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Kind of stuck just fighting the Elite Four.
all right, so enough of me rambling about that. Okay, on to the tidbits. Let's man, we love to ramble. We're already at 50 minutes.
Let's
Yeah, some of this has just been us repeating things we said, so that's not good.
Yeah, true. Okay, tidbits. So Splatoween items are still available for purchase in Splatoon, or in the eShop.
Not purchase.
Or
You have to go to the
news
news
page.
thing. Yep.
yeah, not for purchase, but for up for grabs.
Which you
Splatoween
should grab
items.
them because they likely won't reappear after
Yeah,
this
this will
time.
most likely be the last time we see them. And possibly next year. Who knows?
Does Haley have them?
I have no clue.
Just go do it on her Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go grab those. Pokemon DLC Crown Tundra is now available. If you got the pass, your game should be updated and have it available. There's a lot of legendaries that are coming back. I saw IGN get it like a 7 out of 10. That it's it's a little lackluster at certain points, but the reimagined legendaries and some of the new areas are pretty sick. I have not touched it at all because, like everybody else in this chat, I am super busy. So
We're
but it's
down
on my list.
250 Pokemon still. So if they did another expansion like this, they would have all the Pokemon back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. When I do play it, I'm definitely getting me a Ho. Definitely.
I'm a little mad I own the original though, since they've now got the one with the DLC included.
Isn't it just the same price as the DLC, anyways?
Yeah, I think you have to spend $90.
Okay, I thought. Never mind then. I thought it was 60. And
Nintendo's not gonna give up money. Pokemon Company's not gonna give up money. What are you talking about?
Money, especially won't give up money.
I mean, Nintendo's included DLC before, but it's usually years off. But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right that Pokemon Company would laugh in your face before they would do that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Whenever I get the time, I'll definitely be checking it out because I want me a Ho-Oh bad.
They redesigned Ho-Oh, right?
Yeah, they reimagined a lot of the legendaries.
I haven't seen the one. I don't think I know what the Reggies look like.
Yeah. Phil Spencer was caught saying that he was open to the idea of Xbox Game Pass coming to other platforms, specifically like PlayStation and Switch, because it's already on PC.
To be fair, he says that like all the time when asked, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. You know what? Xbox Game Pass on Switch, give me. I'll take it. Thanks.
Or at least port the Rare Replay. I think it would sell really well.
Oh, dude, please, Rare Replay on Switch. Screw Xbox Game Pass. Just give me Rare Replay because that is on Game Pass actually, and the Banjo games that are like separate from that.
I don't see Nintendo allowing Xbox Game Pass or Steam or any of that because they would lose money. Because they want people to buy it on theirs.
True.
Like, that's just my idea whenever this discussion gets brought up anywhere. I'm just like, I don't see it happening. They want people to buy it off their store, not other stores.
Yeah, but yeah. So he said that again. Still cool idea. Still probably not going to happen. Moving on. So Mario 3D All Stars has now been confirmed to have the best digital launch out of any Mario game on the Switch. So sold better than Mario Odyssey on digitally, Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Mario Maker 2, yada yada yada. Which is no surprise, because why wouldn't it? It's the compilation of 3D Mario games that everyone's been wanting for at least a good 5 years now.
Right, and between scalpers collecting up copies and people being scared and blah 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 blah. Of course, it's gonna sell.
Of course it did. But it has now confirmed, which is cool. So we got Japan is getting a couple new game bundles. So there's a new Splatoon bundle that comes with the game and the Splatoon version of the Pro controller, which is pretty cool. Also, the Mario Party and Joy-Con bundle that we got here, where you get the game and a pair of Joy-Con. It was a neon yellow and neon green. Japan is getting a new version of that, which is essentially the same bundle, except now you're getting.
I think they also already had one. They're just continuing to put Joy-Cons with Mario Party.
Yeah, so now the Japan is getting a new bundle that has a left neon pink and right neon yellow.
So I also got the straps that match those colors.
Yes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really would be more excited for Super Mario Party if they would just update it at any point, or at least release DLC. If you've played it for like
any amount of time,
like probably around 8-ish hours total, maybe 10, you've done like everything that's in the game.
I mean, if you played all 4 maps, you basically hit everything.
Yeah,
played all 4 maps and done the rowing game.
That would be a good way to push those bundles. Be like, hey, there's
Yeah,
new content.
be like, hey, new
or
content.
at least release new mini games or something, or a map. I would pay for a map. I love, especially if it's one of the old
Dude,
map,
Like a
either
retro
Tycoon
Imagine-
City or Windmillville, where you bought into the locations and you
where it's
competed.
kind of Fortune Streety.
Yeah, I love those 2 maps so much. They're so fun. Or a new version of that.
Well, I would tell you to buy it, but it's not really coming over here. Maybe from Amazon Japan. November.
I mean, it
20th?
might come over here.
Yeah, it might, but for now,
I don't know how well it's sold. That Splatoon one is more likely, I feel like.
Probably, yeah, I'd buy that.
Especially if they can kick it out before the
holiday season.
No, Mario Splatfest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's big.
That shouldn't be hard. Okay, I mean, all you gotta do is get it out before December or before Christmas, and you're good. Because people buy it, and then they'll want it for the Splatfest, and then bada bing, bada boom, money.
True.
Yeah. Speaking of bundles, there's another bundle going to Japan only, which is a whole Nintendo Switch and a copy of Ring Fit Adventure with the ring, everything, for about $360-ish US pre-tax.
I'm not surprised by that one. Ring Fit's huge over there.
Yeah. Ring Fit's
It's
is huge everywhere. It's done so well.
No, but it's like,
especially huge in Japan. Yeah, I know that.
Yep, it also Breath of the Wild, at least physically.
Yeah. So not a shock there, but it does exist. Pikmin 3 Deluxe comes out this Friday.
Yes.
So get ready if you're excited for Pikmin, because it's coming. Also, if you haven't pre-ordered yet and you kind of don't want to spend the full price on it, Walmart already has it online for $50, and it will most certainly be in store for $50. So you can get $10 off if you go get it at Walmart.
You could, if it's online right
And
now, though,
since it's
you
online,
could
can
price
use it
match.
price match.
Yeah.
That is true.
Because all the
don't have to
stores
support Walmart.
are like, I don't want to price match. You can't confirm that it's that price. And I'm always just like, what do you want from me? You said if it's in another
go buy
store.
it at Walmart. If it's $50 at Walmart and they won't price match, then go buy it at Walmart.
Yeah.
You're right.
Y'all lose on this.
Yeah, like if y'all want to lose a sale, that's fine.
At least GameStop's like, we don't price match. Get out of here.
Among Us is getting new content. Because they pretty much just gave up on making a new Among Us, and they just put all their effort back into the first one.
I think
I
I
mean,
would have.
it took 2 years for the first one to get off.
Yeah.
And even though the code, they've said the code's like awful, they would rather work on the one that everybody's playing than release a sequel.
I think I would have just continued working on the new one, but ported all this old content from one into the new engine, and then use that better engine.
Yeah, that'd be extra big brain.
Yeah.
But it also kind of depends on how
But
long.
we've seen some of the
how
things
far
they're
along
working on
Yeah.
because they have a beta version where you can play with those new settings.
They also say that they're having a new map that's going to be pretty big, bigger than Polus.
And Pulse is
I'm excited.
huge. Yeah.
I don't
so-
know how you're gonna do that map with less than 10 people.
Sounds complicated and confusing, and just the perfect fit for that game.
Like,
Well, if they can, it depends on how vents are set up.
yeah.
True.
Because that's one thing that balances out Polus a little bit, is the vents don't go all over the map.
And like some people are saying that they might bring up the max to 15 if it's gonna be bigger than Polus.
I guess they could set it for that lobby. I was gonna say no, but they could just, if you click that map, it's at 15.
Mm-hmm.
That could actually have 3 imposters.
It would work really well.
So yeah, last tidbit. It is happy birthday PlayStation 2. The day of this recording. I know it's not the day that it comes out, but it's PS2 birthday week. The day that we're recording this on the October 26th is the 20th birthday of the PlayStation 2, launching in America on October 26, 2000. So, yay! Happy birthday! I'm sorry that you just do nothing but sit in my cabinet most of the time and collect dust.
Man.
The best part about the PS2, it doesn't have the flaw of PS1 all had those really bad, it could like red ring. Like
Yeah,
and
yeah, oh
PS2
yeah,
can
the
play all.
PlayStation 1 could red ring.
I mean, not exactly red ring, but it did have a version.
Similar thing. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, my PS1 got the red ring of death. That's hilarious. But yeah, I get you.
So instead, you can just play all the PS1 games on the PS2 and not have to deal with that.
Yeah, as big of a Nintendo guy as I am, I did grow up with the PlayStation 2. And I had a lot of games that I definitely shouldn't have had as a young child.
You also had a lot of older siblings, which...
Well, no, the PS2 was mine, and I kept it at my dad's house,
Oh, really?
so they couldn't touch it.
Did you have like GTA and stuff?
Huh?
Did you have like GTA and stuff, or?
No, I had Destroy All Humans 2,
Oh.
which was a very inappropriate game, even though I didn't get it. The first like main boss you're trying to get to and defeat, his name is Coyote Bongwater. And that totally went right. I didn't know what any of that was until like late high school, so yeah, I totally missed it.
It's
And
one of those
my dad
realizations.
watched me play as an alien where I shot a gun that shot bullets that went into people's butts and then exploded their heads, and I was after a guy named Coyote Bongwater, and he was just totally chill with that being forced into my brain.
Chill, though.
I'm pretty sure he just wasn't paying attention, because if he actually knew that I was trying to find a guy named Coyote Bongwater and he watched me shoot butt lasers, he would have said something. He just like
Yeah, good job,
lost it.
Grant. Have fun playing that game.
Yeah, this M-rated game. Like, thanks for buying it for me. But also, I played a lot of like MX Superfly, like a dirt bike game, and
You always played a lot of racing
Guitar.
games, though.
yeah, and Guitar Hero 3,
Cruising USA.
Yeah. But that wasn't PS2.
It
No.
was
Yeah.
not, but
MX
64.
Superfly is kind of the reason I like a lot of punk and rap music, and Guitar Hero 3 is like why I like rock music so much. So thank you PS2 for and changing my musical taste. Happy birthday. Okay, finishing topics. Let's we've got a couple things here to wrap up the show before we go way too long. So back this summer, we were told that Apex Legends will be coming to Switch this year, quarter 3, which is, as of 30 days ago, is no longer the case. And they finally announced that they're delaying it to next year. No specific time next year. They just say that, between the pandemic and other programming delays, because this Apex is not really an efficient game. And the Switch is not exactly a powerful platform. They delayed it to 2021, no time when, but they said, like it's still coming. They're still working on it. It's still going to have all the same features and everything else, including crossplay that every other platform has. So
I'm hoping it'll be.
Is it? I really hope though, since it's not launching, it has cross progression.
Yeah.
Doubt.
Yeah.
They even though this is a total crap reason, they said that they needed to build the game from the ground up with that in mind, and they didn't, so they can't. Even though literally it's just data that you could either just translate and absorb, or in theory it's all the same because it's all on your servers. Doesn't matter what console's playing it; it's the same user data. So
Got it. So they're using an excuse of
yeah,
no.
it's literally just a data structure
that they don't want to deal with.
That you don't want. Yeah, that they don't want to deal with.
And I mean, I feel that.
But like, they definitely have the money where they could hit up one of those people who have already done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really not that hard. Because I have my homie, my other group that I play with, that's mostly on Xbox. Like before this crossplay thing, we couldn't play together at all. And one of my friends, who's stuck back home doing remote learning, he hates that he has to get on his Xbox to play Apex with us because he plays on his PC so much now, ever since he bought it. But he doesn't want to play on his PC because he already has so much time stuck into the Xbox One, because he played the Xbox version from launch until like last Christmas when he built his PC.
It's kind of my problem a little bit is that I have, even though I haven't played a lot on PC since I did. But I do have it hooked to my Twitch, so I have a lot of that cool stuff. I can't put it on the Switch.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like skins and stuff, you just have to use SOL on.
For me, I don't have a lot of level or not, but I have a lot of the event stuff.
Yeah.
Like the music.
But it is coming to Steam on November 4th, which praise, because Origin sucks. And I'm so ready to ditch that for anything other than my free games that I own on there that I got from
my biggest problem with Origin is that you boot it up and it's like, alright, let me just take all of your power real fast. Oh, and now we're gonna update everything, so I get all of it still, and I'm like, stop.
I want to move Origin to that boot up once a year when I want to play Burnout Remastered or whatever, instead of boot up multiple times a week to try to learn Apex and then have to close Apex and close Origin and reopen Apex just so I can see which friends are actually online. So definitely we'll be transitioning to Steam.
And Origin,
ASAP.
It shows up on Cameron's computer that I'm online all the time. It's like, I'm
bro, yeah, I get notifications that you went offline and online instantly. It goes like Kirby to Yoshi went offline, Kirby to Yoshi went online, back to back several times a day. And I'm like, what is he doing?
Nothing.
I know. I mentioned it a couple months ago when it first started happening, and y'all were like, that's just, it happens to Cameron too. He's not doing anything.
That's why I set mine privately I set mine to always offline.
Yeah.
Unless I'm actually online, which
isn't rare because you can't, which is rare because you don't really play much because you can't. Yeah. But
it's better than it bugging everybody because it's like, well, Origin went down for 5 seconds. Oh, we're back up, so they're online. Get dinged.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're in Apex, November 4th, ditch Origin for good. Um, all right, final thing. We got a big discussion point. So, starting with Mario 3D All Stars and now the new Fire Emblem port. Uh, what's up with the limited releases Nintendo's been doing?
I mean, it's nothing new. They've done it before.
Yeah, but why are they just having a resurgence? Like, why has that come back into favor for them?
Because the Switch is popular.
I get its anniversary stuff.
Because and yeah, the Wii U didn't really fall on any big anniversaries. It's just the Switch is big and it's fallen on big anniversaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mario Maker, I think was the only really anniversary we had on the Wii U.
Yeah, 2015 was Mario's 30th, but they like to do the ones that end in 5. Like they did the 25 and now they did the 35, but they didn't really want to do 30 that much.
That
I
was
mean,
for
the
Wii.
GameCube wasn't the biggest one of its, but it had a lot of limited time games as well. And the Wii U had, or the Wii had, the Super Mario All Stars collection.
Yeah, but they ended up not making that limited release. They did a second print of that eventually because it was a bad idea because they're literally just losing money.
Which makes me wonder when they're going to push these. Well, oh wait. Also, the Jump Rope game was supposed to be limited.
Oh yeah. It was supposed to go away at least a month or
It's
two.
supposed to
I mean,
go
they've said that they're
away.
still considering taking it off, though. Why? I
Why?
don't know.
It's already on there. You have to do nothing. Like literally the only rational reason that I can think of is that they're doing it to create FOMO out of thin air.
It doesn't even make sense. That game doesn't make money and doesn't make money. You
And
don't
it's
pay
not-
for it. You don't buy things out of it.
There's no servers. That's the only reason I can see.
Only thing I can see is they're just like, we're gonna remove this because people aren't playing games they pay for, but nobody plays it anyways. Everyone I know that downloaded it because it was going away.
Yeah, like there's not a good reason.
So the only one I understand why they're removing it is the Super Mario 35.
Yeah, that's the only one I understand too because it uses servers.
I don't completely understand it, but it uses servers, and they're like, it's for the anniversary, and I'm like, okay,
Yes,
but it could still run for a year instead of 6 months.
Yeah, but it's a great way to sell NSO.
It really is.
What's the
That's
point of
also
Tetris
true.
99? What's the point of
That's
that?
how
Other than to sell NSO. You
But
don't
that
make
doesn't
any
have
money off
DLC.
it, and you have to waste a ton of resources because that's been a big game. So you have to dump a ton of resources into the server for a game that you don't make money on.
They make some money.
Other
than a little bit of DLC here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
other than NSO. NSO is the big reason you do that. You get this awesome free to play, different take on a battle royale game, and then you put Mario in it. Like, duh. So now you've got an even better
Personally,
NSO seller.
I hope they leave Mario 35, but we'll see since they're still on the. I don't know. It's
mean, they
like
should.
the
That should
president's just making weird decisions that.
Or
Don't-
allowing them.
Yeah, it's like, why keep it on? Add it to the arsenal. I mean, it's been a circulating question ever since NSO launched of like, is it worth it? And inch by inch, it's gotten more worth it since launch. And it's slowed down a lot, especially once SNES games became a thing, and they're like, we're gonna stop doing regular updates. It's gonna be more like sporadic. So now that you don't have guaranteed monthly updates, it's just kind of random once every 3 months, and a lot of the time the games added, there's like one game that's good, and the other two is like tennis or whatever.
It's just what they own, though. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if Fire Emblem makes its way onto there. Probably not immediately after it goes off of its selling point, but
I feel like
Well, I guess the other problem is they're not using the emulator they have for the Switch. They've like rebuilt the game, so I don't know.
I feel like sorry.
No, you go ahead.
If they do eventually release Fire Emblem 1, then that kind of shows that would give a good reason to why they're doing Mario All Stars as a limited, but I don't know. Why have people buy it and then give it free? Anyways,
Yeah, see, that's the confusing thing. Like, why would you put it on NSO later? Because now you just made a bunch of people mad that had to pay for it.
yeah.
Well, see, at least it's only $6 though.
Yeah, this sounds only
Yeah,
$6.
it's not a big deal because it's only a few dollars, but it's
It's the principle of the matter.
See, because I was on kind of like, oh, maybe the 3D they'll like it's a limited time collection and they'll break them all up and sell them for like 20 on the eShop.
See,
But
that
the
was-
see,
Fire
now
Emblem,
that I can buy. You do the 3-pack for the limited time, but then you
And,
have to buy them all individually.
and I felt like it fell under like Nintendo's. Well, we're quiet about it, but this is the plan. But the Fire Emblem one's throwing me off.
Mhm.
If that is the plan.
Yeah, and like I really just I'm out of lack of words. It doesn't. I'm talking like this was a grave, like embarrassing mistake or something, but like it's. I mean, it's. I guess it's really not that big of a deal. But why? Just
I don't know.
there's no logic to it. I hope they revert on it, but then again, that's super sleazy if they do revert, because that means the entire reason that they were doing it was just to create a vacuum FOMO to increase sales, which kind of like
But I think people would be more willing to just be like, oh, some people would be mad, but I think most people would be ignore it because they're like, well, they released it anyways. I think the biggest people who would be mad are scalpers, since it
Well, that's
would
fine.
kill
who
like
cares about scalpers?
exactly.
They don't
Who
get to
cares?
count. They don't deserve to be counted.
Yeah, I think
Dude,
that
I
they should
remember-
revert because
Yeah.
especially Mario 35, because that's a great thing to have on the selling page of NSO. Tetris 99 and
Well,
Mario 35.
Because then they're like, well, we have online because of the other two. But I still like Nintendo's better, even though they don't give away a huge like current games. At least it doesn't cost $60 a year. Because really, the big selling point for me, and I wish I could use it on PlayStation without paying 60, is the backups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then again, even though PlayStation and Xbox charge 60 a year, they don't have issues like Nintendo does when it comes to server reliability.
Well, yes
most,
and no.
most of the time. There's some examples that can be used against this, but I cannot recall any in recent memory that where it has been as bad as something like Mario Maker 2 Online.
Oh, Mario Maker 2 Online is trash.
Because like you're paying a
Like-
third of the price, but you're also getting kind of a lackluster experience in terms of that, because a lot more games have issues running online compared to PlayStation and Xbox game. I'm not saying that PlayStation and Xbox don't have bad online games, or like bad performing online games, but Nintendo has
Their
a higher
servers also get
amount.
hacked more.
Yeah, that's also true.
There's a reason
there's a
Sakurai
reason for
always
that, too.
pushes the thing in every
The LAN.
single. Yeah, the LAN
Yeah.
adapter.
I can't even, even if I was to get a LAN adapter, I can't use it anymore because my computer has to have the LAN wire now because I can't use the Wi-Fi card until I get a new one.
You should try getting a network splitter, a LAN splitter. That's what I have to use.
Also true.
But yeah, even with that, I don't know. Like Smash is a little forgivable because if you're on Wi-Fi, like it's just expected to be a little poor.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's like the one that sticks out to me is Mario Maker 2.
Dude, that's because
I
we were
can't
in the
figure.
same room and it was lagging. What's the point in
That's
having a local version if it's still going to require you just to access the servers and then lag?
that one's weird. I don't get Mario Maker 35. That's their worst one. None of them. I don't think there's a single one that's as bad. It's just something within how it was programmed makes it bad. I wish all of them had at least Mario Kart 8 Deluxes online though.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Nintendo's decisions sometimes like I've heard this opinion from other people, and things like this is what makes me agree with them, where they come so close to doing things just perfect, but there's always a catch. It's either like crap online, it's a limited release, it doesn't have this for some arbitrary reason, it doesn't have this for some non-arbitrary reason that is pretty much just laziness.
I
Um,
mean, I feel like people give more crap to Nintendo about that, but every company has that exact same problem.
Yes,
well,
but
Capcom is
Nintendo deserves more crap
Nintendo's
for it because their standard is so high. Nintendo's standard for quality has been high ever since their inception because that was their whole reason to come over here was like we can do it if we keep our quality high. So yeah, other companies do this crap too, but they're not held to the same standard. So if Nintendo wants to keep this kind of like the reason the Nintendo seal of quality means something in terms of quality, like they should be expected to do better because that's what they were built on.
actually does the seal quality even?
Yeah,
not there.
they use it for merch.
Kind of exists.
They use it for like T-shirts and stuff now, more like to show that it's a Nintendo licensed product more than the Nintendo seal of quality, because there's not a worry of an impending video game crash anymore. But
I mean, we could get back to that point, but I think
yeah,
we're
true.
not close right now.
Yeah.
If there's one good thing Corona's done, it's secure the video game industry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
giving a big boost to video games.
Especially like games like Animal Crossing. Like, ooh.
It's really just
Ooh.
unfair. Like any other game that was going to try to compete, it's just unfair given the situation. It was already going to be a hard fought battle to try to beat out Animal Crossing, but then all this happened. It's literally not fair. It's like showing up to it's like you show up to a fight with a knife and the other guy has like a mounted
Machine gun.
yeah, mounted 50 caliber on a tank. Like it's just not fair.
I mean, I think everybody who actually got their game out early this year, around that time, did really well. Because I think,
Yeah, Doom Eternal did really well.
yeah, Doom Eternal did. Persona 5 Royal did really well from what I remember, and I think Final Fantasy 7 Remake also did pretty well.
Wait,
Yeah.
can we say? Because I heard you go, ooh.
So coming up, there is going to be Nintendo's financial report to I think August or since
quarter 3.
yeah, the quarterly report is
Yeah,
coming up,
good.
which means we might finally see Mario Kart 8 Deluxe be dethroned
Oh.
Oh yeah.
by Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was like, by what? And then, yeah, okay. Speaking of quarterly reports, Koei Tecmo removed Persona 5 Scramble off of theirs.
So is it
Like,
not
they're
going to be
new.
coming here?
We
I'm
do not
pretty
know.
sure it will still be coming here, unlike what a lot of people think, because Atlas is gonna want it over here. I just assume that
It's
the original plan must have been to get it out by March, since
and
that
then
would have been the end of the
Nintendo
quarter.
went, "Hey, what if we give
Not-
you more money?"
Not Nintendo. Oh, I guess. But I assume they still want to. It's just been between Corona and them not being able to. I assume they can't get it out by March now, and they've just decided to remove it since it won't be out by the end of this set. and they'll just try to put it on the next when one starts for the next set.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like, just try to get it out
Well,
within that year.
all right. So I guess ending statement: Nintendo good and also terrible.
Nintendo does good decisions except when they do bad decisions.
There's
And we're gonna.
always a bad one in the good ones.
I mean, we rag on Nintendo, but we are definitely fans, unlike some people who just treat it as like, YouTube views.
I'm gonna reference that same argument. Nintendo has a higher standard, so they deserve more crap if they're not performing to that standard. Because Sony never came out and said that they were gonna do anything like that. They just kind of did it as, well, we can do it better.
Well, to be
Or-
fair, at least Nintendo's eShop has never been hacked like Sony's PS3 was multiple times.
Ooh.
I remember that was a big argument back in the console war days of like, because I had an Xbox 360, and I was like, well, my console doesn't have to update 5 times a week, and my store doesn't get hacked. So,
So who's the real winner here, huh?
Hmm.
Huh?
Nintendo, because they had the Wii Shop.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
cringe.
Ba-ba.
Wait, so
Yes.
Nintendo is you are bad guy. That doesn't mean you are bad guy.
Yes.
Well, okay,
Our
that's our,
Bowser.
that is gonna do it for us here this week. Thank you so much for listening. Please comment on our YouTube video version of this. Tell us what you think of the show. Why don't you tell us what you're playing this week as well? See if you're doing anything getting ready for Halloween. Share us with a friend. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, RSS, and YouTube. StormwindGames. Yeah, that'll do it here from us. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a great week, and we will see you back next week, Wednesdays, 7 a.m. Central Time. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a spectacular Halloween, guys.
Nice cringe note.